أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يضلل فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. I praise Allah, Alhamdulillah, I praise Allah, I seek refuge from the shaitan, evil and evil consequences among ourselves. Those whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides, no one can misguide him, and those whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala lead for astray, no one can guide him back. I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is his servant and messenger. Brothers, I am honored to be here tonight among you guys. This is such an intellectual audience for me. This Islamic society, may Allah bless the Islamic society, have worked very hard to organize this seminar. But I wanted to tell something in the very beginning, that when I asked them how many students are going to turn up, he was very optimistic. He said probably 100, probably more than 100. I was surprised because I know how it works. Everybody who works here in the sector of Dawah, they know it's very hard to get the people here. The brother was telling us the story from the previous. So if we take a story from Nuh alayhi salam, how many years he lived? 950 years. And in this 950 years, how many people he managed to guide? Most of the scholars say 40 odd people. So I would say the ratio of today's gathering, it's much better than that. And this is praiseworthy. So keep going what you are doing at this moment. This is, alhamdulillah, very good work. The topics and the time doesn't really match. It's a sort of mismatch, because 15 minutes or 20 minutes to discuss what Islam offers to the current society doesn't give actually justice to the discussion. So what I'll do, I'll just go through some points and try to pinpoint some issues for the current perspective. Before that, the brother who was reciting the Quran in the beginning, alhamdulillah, very nice, very nice. He was reciting the ayah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, "Oh, you who believe, should I tell you about the most profitable business?" Isn't it? Is that the meaning? It is the meaning. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is actually asking us about the profitable business. I guarantee if you organize a seminar next week and just put a note outside that we have organized a seminar on profitable business, on how you can make your balance 50% up in 1 week time. This hall will not be enough to accommodate all the people you gather here, because this is what we get like then and there. That's what people believe now in consumerism. The whole thing is what I'm getting now. Don't worry about what's happening. Don't worry about Akhirah. Don't worry about Judgment Day. We want to get now. But if you think what Islam offers, Islam gives you a goal in your life. What is the goal in your life? You're going to study hard. Why? Because you want to get a good job. It's truth or not?
Yes.
True. Although some people say, "Nah, I want to learn." I know you want to learn. Why you want to learn? Because you want to have a good job, so that you can have a good life. You can have good money, right? What we do with the good money? We buy a good house, we buy a good car, we buy good furnitures, and then what we do? And the rest is only digits in the bank. You can't do anything else, because as a human being, we have a limited capability of enjoying in this dunya. Just think what's happening with Bill Gates now. Why he is giving away the money? Because he's got nothing else to do. This money means nothing to him. Because if you ask him what else you want to do, he'll probably say, "Don't know." And this is the right answer. He doesn't know what to do. You know the Crazy Zones. Everybody know Crazy Zones here? The mobile provider. He died, isn't it? Before he died, the very same week, he had a interview in the TV, I think Channel 9 or 7. And he was talking about how next 5 years he is going to expand his business over Australia and get his own network, mobile network. And what happened with him? He died. How he died? He died on the street, jogging, while jogging. And what did he take with him? His network? Can we call him now? No. Money? Nothing. Fame? Nothing. Dresses? No. The only thing you take from this dunya is whatever, as brother says, the good manners, what you did, good thing with the people, worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's what you will take with you. Once Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked the Sahabi, what do you like most? Your property or your someone else's property? So everybody said, of course we like our own property, not someone else's property. So he said, when you die, if you die today, what happens? What happens with my property when I die today? It gets my son, my daughter, my wife, they get it. I don't get it. What's for me? What I'm eating, what I'm wearing, and what I'm giving away. That's mine. Rest of the thing is not yours. So, as a Muslim, you have to have a goal. As the very beginning in the Quran, it says, and this is interesting, all other books in the world, if you open a page of the book, the opening of the book, it will tell you that if there is any mistakes, and there might be mistakes, and there will be addition on that. And this is the only book on earth that says, what does it say? ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. There is no mistake in this book. And this is the guidance for who? Hudal muttaqin. Those who fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, those who believe. This is the only guidance for them, not for everybody else. Okay? So, the Quran, we need to read the Quran. Why? Because there is hasana while we're reading the Quran. But is that the only reason why Quran is revealed? Is that the only reason? No. Sometimes, you'll see on the shop, if you buy a coat, you get a free. Another tie free. Right? It says, you buy a suit, I'll give you a tie free. But if you go there, don't buy the suit, just say, give me the tie. The shopkeeper will give you the tie? Come on, answer. No? No. Same thing. The Quran is a guidance. It's a book to guide you. It's a manual. You know, everything has a manual. Even the shirt you're wearing, you see, the manufacturer has told you how to maintain the shirt. Where to put, how to iron, whether to put it in warm or cold one, how to dye, everything is there. So, because the manufacturer knows the product, how to maintain it. The same thing, we are manufactured by whom? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And He has given us a manual, the book. It says this is the book. And this is again interesting. Not even our parents tell us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala exactly tells us what He likes, what He dislikes, and He says, what if you do a mistake, then what you will do. Everything He says, clearly, isn't it? It says, you do this, I like it. You don't do this because I don't like it. And if you do this, then you have a chance of repentance. And then at the end He also says what you will get when you do the repentance. So everything is clear, crystal clear. وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. I have made it easy for you so that you may take advice from it. So if we don't take advice, this is not just for reading. This is to understand. You read, you understand, and you ponder upon it. Then only you can be benefited from it. As a Muslim, if we bisect few words like muttaqin, who is muttaqin? You see the word mu plus taqwa, right? So who have taqwa is muttaqin. Muazzin, mu plus azan. Who gives azan is muazzin, right? Muallim, mu plus ilm, who has the knowledge. So Muslim, who is Muslim? Mu plus Islam. So what is Islam? Submission, surrender. So when you surrender yourself totally to the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's when you are called Muslim. Not because your father is Muhammad or your uncle is Ahmed. Doesn't matter really who is your father. Because if you look back, Umar radiallahu anhu or Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, who was their father? Anybody knows who was their father? Was they Muslim? Their fathers? No. But they are the Mubasharan, isn't it? They have got the good news that they will be in the Jannah. Why? Only because of what they did. So Islam changed these people from Bedouin. They were the Jahil and they were the harsh people, and then they become the best of the manners. Not khuluq al-hasana, khuluq al-azim, but khuluq al-hasana. Best of the manners. The only reason why I didn't put any slide here, because most of the time when I go to a lecture, when I see a slide, I get confused whether to look at the slide or look at the lecturer. I like to interact with the audience, that's why I didn't put any slide, and there is nothing to I don't think that this lecture requires any slide here. So with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Quran says, Sami'na wa ata'na. We hear and we obey. So there is no question and no doubt about whatever they say. Okay? Some people got a funny way to justify the things. Why should I do that? There's too many questions. Too many questions arise. One of the brothers was asking me, what's the difference between a halal loan and haram loan? It's the same. Because at the end of the day, you're paying the same amount of money to this bank, and you're paying the same amount of money to this organization who is providing you the halal finance. So what's the answer to that? If I give you 2 plates of meat, supposedly now, cooked meat or raw meat, and I tell you that one is halal and one is haram, will you be able to chalk out which one is which one? Can you? No, because it's not about the final product. It's about the process, how it was processed. So although when you look at the naked eye, you see that these things are same, but it's not the same. So that's why you put your trust on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because you're not losing money. Okay? Some says, okay, on this society, we don't need to, because it's very hard, because there is only one institution. You probably know MCCA. Everybody knows MCCA? Okay, if you don't know, it's a Muslim Cooperative Association who gives halal finance to the Muslims. So some people will go and say, okay, I have a doubt on that one, and I have a doubt on that one. Of course you have a doubt on that one, because you have to understand, on this society, it's not possible for you to have something 100% according to the Sharia. Because where are we living? You have to understand. So what you do, whatever is now, you attach yourself with that to reform it. This is Islamic society. This is working. This society is working for preaching, isn't it? To give dawah to Muslims and non-Muslims. You have to understand that the situation over back in your country and here is totally different. Your responsibility is more than what they have there. Because this society, a lot of people say, these people are not kafir. They are non-Muslims. Why I say that? What's the difference between kafir and non-Muslim? Anyone?
They don't know about it.
There is a big difference between kafir and non-Muslim. Yes, that's right. The kafir is the one who rejects the truth. Although you know the truth, he said, I'm not going to do it because of your ego. I'm not going to do it. But you know everything about it. And the non-Muslim is who has no clue what's happening, like the Australian society. Most of the people here, you will find they have no clues, not only about Islam, about their own religion. What they say. If you ask them, I ask someone, says, brother, what religion are you? I believe, I think I'm Christian. How do you know you're Christian? Because I have a cross. because he has got a cross in it. You ask people, brother, what is happening in this Good Friday? What is Good Friday? Don't know. All they know is a man with a white beard, running with a horse, Santa and these things. Most of the people don't have any ideas about religion. So it is our responsibility to learn ourselves and preach. And as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, that Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu ku anfusakum wa ahlikum nara. So the first duty of you is to ku anfusakum, yourself and your family. Who is your family? Your parents, your wife, your son, your daughter, your uncle, your auntie, even your neighbors. So it is your responsibility to save yourself and your family from the hellfire. How we can do it? The only way we can do it is to practice yourself, and then only you can tell them. If I don't wake up at Fajr time, can I ask my kids to wake up and pray? Can I? No. If I don't recite the Quran, can I ask them to recite Quran? No. That's what's happening here. Kids get confused. Their parents they don't read Quran. They're not going to the mosque to pray. The women are not doing hijab, but they're sending the kids to the Islamic school. So when they come back from the Islamic school, they get confused. Why I'm there? They're saying something else. And in my family, they're doing something else. So what actually I should do? I had a boss, he was Jew, and his wife was Christian. So I asked him, like, what's about your kids? They said, don't know, maybe they're a joker. So that's what's happening with Muslim families now. Lot of kids you will find, they don't even know Surah Fatiha. They don't even know Surah Fatiha. They don't know how to do the wudu. So this is how Islamic society comes into place. It can work among the students, and the students can work among the society. Everybody here should learn and then teach. And don't hesitate. You don't have to be alim. I'll give you a best example. When Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he came from the cave of Hira. You know the story. He came and he told Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. And Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu took the shahada. At that very moment, what was the question Abu Bakr asked? He said, Ya Rasulullah, what is my duty now? He said, whatever my duty is your duty. So he went out. I don't know what he said, because as far as I know, he only knew the shahada at that time. But he managed to get 5 people to make the shahada with him. And those 5 people, later on, as Rasulullah said, was in among the Ashara Mubashara. So the 10 people that Rasulullah said, they guaranteed Jannah. So you don't know. As he was describing the story about that Pakistani brother, maybe that was nothing. Similar sort of thing happened maybe 100 times with that guy, but never clicked in his mind. But at that very moment, he liked the approach, maybe. So you never know, and never give up. This is the attitude, never give up. We shouldn't give up. As a Muslim, you never give up. Whatever happens, alhamdulillah. Because you have to remember, that this dunya, ad-dunya, sijnul mu'min, wa jannatul kafir. This is like a prison for us. Why I'm saying that? This is Rasulullah saying. That for the believers, the dunya is like a prison. Why? Just think. If you go to a prison, God forbid, no one goes to prison. There is a dress code, right? You can't go there and say, no, I need my big shirts, and I need my pants, and I need my Nike hat. Can you get that on jail? You can't. On the lunchtime, you can't say, no, I need a burger from Hungry Jack's. Can you? You can't, because there is a food code, and there is a dress code, and there is a manners code there. What you can do, what you can't do. So the same thing in dunya applies, same thing. You see, we have a dress code, right? We know what to wear, what not to wear. We have a manners code. We have a food, what we can eat, what we can't eat. And we also have a limited boundary where we can go and where we can't go. So what happens if you obey all these things for, let's say, 60 years, that's the average now. Let's say 80 years, or 100 years, or 120 years. The whole, if the average 60 years is dunya, it says it's like a minute and a half in hereafter. So can you imagine, if you follow all these codes in this dunya, how benefited you will be in the akhirah. So work for it. We have to work for it. Everybody should work for it. Okay, and the self-containment is very important because we set a goal here. When we come to Australia, I came here, I don't know why you came here, I came here to earn money. Simple as that. I came here to have a good life. I came here to drive cars, have houses. That was my previous goal. I changed it later on. But that was my initial goal. And that's what happened. When you come here, you ask brother, can you spend some time here with the Islamic Society, brother? I finish this exam. Next semester, I'm with you. Next semester comes. This semester, I'm very busy. I have a lot of assignments. I finish this course, then I'm with you guys. When he finishes this course, he needs a job. When he get a good job, he needs to get married now. He's a married man. He needs kids, and then he needs house, and then he needs second house. Never stops. Alhaakumut takasur. Never stops. Never stops until you go to your grave. This one will never stop. You have to find out quality time to spend the time in the road of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. So I have given you providence, you spend from that providence. This is not only about money. Okay? So the brother recited the first verse, he said, ذَلِكُمْ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. How? He said, with the life and with your property. What's life? What is life? What is life? Isn't it accumulation of time? What is life? Accumulation of time. And what is death? End of your time. Nothing else. So, this life, from this life, you think how many hours you spend. How many hours you spend to establish yourself here. But although you don't know how long you're going to live here, that's the funny part. Because I remember when I go to an exam room, I sit down, the bell rings, it's 3 hours, I don't think anything else other than writing on my exam book because I have to finish my exam in 3 hours. Although we're all giving exams in this dunya, and amazingly, we don't even know how long is the exam. For someone, it's going to finish tonight. For someone, it's going to finish tomorrow. For someone, maybe 60 years later on. But we still have the courage to avoid Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's command. May Allah forbid us all. Amen. What we should do, we should help each other. Islam is not a religion that you can perform yourself. It is a religion that has to be done within the Jama'ah. وَتَسِينُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. So this is beautiful Jama'ah. Wherever you go, you find a gathering, a Islamic Jama'ah, and you attach yourself with that so that the shaitan cannot derail you. Remember, whenever you are with good companions, there will be always good thoughts in your mind. As Rasulullah ﷺ said, if you are with a friend who makes the perfume, when you come out of his house, you will have a perfume on your body. But if you come out of a house, who makes, what is it called? carpenter or something, yeah.
No, no, sir.
Then you have a dart on your body. So the same thing, same rule applies. I mean, we talking here, whatever we talk, it's like a sugar on your body. It will remain for maybe half an hour, maybe 1 hour or 2 days or 1 day. And then after you will forget what we discussed here. Unless or until you take an initiative to learn something. So the lectures, not enough. You have to make an effort. If you go and attend a university and only listen to the lecture, do you think you're going to pass? You can't. There is always exception. Exceptions cannot be example. So it is hard to pass. You have to go home, make further study, make notes. No, you have to study in the library to get references. Then only you can do well in the exam. Same rule applies. Same rule applies. So whatever you listen, a few hours lecture is not enough for you. Okay? So you have to do the homeworks. And this is how the self-containment comes. One of the brother came to see me. He's from West Baghdad. He came to see me and he says, "Brother, do you have life insurance?" I said, "No, I don't have life insurance." And he said, "Aren't you worried that you're going to die?" I said, "Good thing. I'm only worried that I'm going to die. Sit down now, we can talk." So he said, "Yes, I'm worried." So he said, "Why do you don't have the life insurance?" And I said, "Okay, can you explain it to me? What will I get if I do the life insurance today when I die?" "Oh, your wife will get this." And I said, "No, I'm not talking about my wife. I'm talking about myself." So what I'm getting, tell me. And he said, "No, you don't get anything. But don't you have a responsibility for your family?" I said, "What about myself?" I said, "What happens when you die?" Oh, he said, "My wife gets a house." And I said, "Then your wife will probably marry another one. What happens with you?" He said, "Don't know. Probably I become dust." That's what he thinks. So you have to think like that. That doesn't matter how high you fly, you're gonna fall down. Doesn't matter how many stories you build. At the end, you have to go to the basement. So prepare yourself for the basement. Prepare your family for the basement. Work hard here. There is nothing you're gonna lose. It's not that if I practice Islam that I have to leave everything. Some people have a thinking like that. See, the best dua in the Quran that says, "Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina azabannar," right? Gives me hasana in this dunya and in akhirah. Abdurrahman ibn Auf, one of the best Sahaba. How rich he was. Do you have any idea how rich he was? Richest. He was probably the billionaire on that time. If a guy can sacrifice 600 camel with full of, like all the business materials on it, can you imagine how much money he had at that time? And he is one of the best Sahaba that Rasulullah said will be guaranteed in Jannah. Usman radiallahu anhu. There is a saying that he used to finish Quran on every night. Okay? He was a billionaire at that time. So it's not that you can't establish yourself, but it's the focus. We're talking about the focus. What is your focus? If you have your money, what are you going to do? Are you going to spend it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Or are you going to make another casino? Right? If you become a doctor, are you going to help the poor people? Or it is just for sake of your own money? So, whatever you are, if you are a rich man, spend in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you are a knowledgeable man, spread the knowledge. Whatever is it, because you will be asked about your ni'mah. Wa amma bi ni'mati rabbika fahaddith. Everybody will be asked about his Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not judge everyone the same, because some people have more capability, some people have less. So everybody will be judged according to their capability. So try your best, try your hard. MashaAllah, you guys are doing well here. I would say this is a fantastic gathering, and keep organizing things like this. As in the beginning, he probably said that I'm involved in a project called IPDC Avalon project. It's a Islamic center. That's the vision, although we don't have money at this moment. Inshallah, we will have a full-fledged center. What we trying to achieve there is something for our future. Like I always say, the kids are growing up. So you tell the kids on Friday night, Saturday night, Muslims don't go out and drink. So what Muslims do? Next question. What Muslims do? What should be our answer? So you have to provide something, isn't it? You have to make a society, you have to make a club for them. They'll go there, they play pool, they play indoor soccer, they play cricket, they have a gym, they have a swimming pool that the Muslim girls can go and learn swimming. Swimming is a very good exercise. If you read the biography of the Prophet, you will learn that he learned swimming in his aunt's house in Medina before he was Prophet. So these sort of things, and there will be a library, and there will be a halakha, everything, full-fledged thing, multiple, everything is there to carry out. So these sort of things, everybody should come forward and put the full effort. You might not be able to see it, but in the future it will happen. And once it happens, you will get hasana whenever you die. You will still get the hasana there. So may Allah accept our gathering tonight, and may Allah forgive me if I've said anything wrong. Wa ma tawfiqi illa billah.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much, Brother Tanzeer. And we had a very good speech. For a long time I haven't heard this.